lost in time, and I remind that that's a place, that's a comfortable place for you to make your mistakes and to fix them, and don't don't worry. So it's so I may be not enough polite, but I think it will be useful for you because we will start from fatal mistakes um, and really ugly reports. For example, this I see that it's Microsoft Excel, and I see this invisible. So I see some data bars, but really I don't see how much what's my um, how much each manager is about, and really you have just small rectangle to display this data, and this perspective which change the real data. So it's a mistake. And again here, when I look at this blue sector, I really don't understand which city is it, or Atlanta or Copenhagen. Yes, I see that this yellow is half about Chicago, but I remember that there were more cities, and also here. So I expect what is it, the rating of cities. So key rule that if you use timeline is always horizontal from past to future, and I don't understand such. But here, so you should switch this visual because it's a rating bars for the most demanded categories, but you need to use graph for our timeline. And so put your totals on top. That's this border, and for these visuals. The next, it looks pretty good from a first view, but I don't see how much. It's and yes, I see that it's 2 pages there, but the aim of each start page of each summary is to provide the key indicators. But I see this peak, I see this plan execution, but I don't know how much. And it's a problem for me. And again, you shouldn't use a visual for just one number. I don't know how much is 79% of 100. So what I expect to see this, for example, total. Yes, we have earned $100,000, and it's 79% of plan. But I need to compare. The second crucial mistake is this funnel, because because we use funnel only to display the conversion when at the first stage we have number of calls, number of presentations, and offers and deals. So when one, for example, customer client comes through all the stages, but here we don't have a conversion from Foster to Lee with 35%. And if you want to compare them, use this left-oriented bar chart. The funnel is a mistake. And when I look at this map, I don't see any data labels. And here, okay, I see already labels. It's better, and in general, this data is good enough for its layout, but there's lack of key indicators. Table, okay, conditional formatting, okay, and again, this pie chart. It's the same mistake as here, because we have binary logic. Yes, no. One part of 100%. And what's the most important, that we have 7.2% of lost orders. And I don't need this big yellow part which displays the other. And what I want to see is that I have, for example, 35 350 orders, and 7.2 are lost. That's a tag for key indicator. The next. Oh, okay, I will read your comments. 1 second. You work with internal initiative and don't have the customer and task, and that's why and it's exactly what we are practicing, because you in this task you get it's not specified, and it's real life. You got a number of questions, and today I explain the typical mistakes, and I will show you best practices, how to arrange your indicators, how to display your indicators. And this best practices works for business reporting, for open data reporting. So, and you need to apply them. And of course, you may say that it's case by case, and the final point is always up to the customer. But I want you to apply these approaches. What I want, and now I'm explaining it. And geographical data. Okay, if you ask about maps here, map is useful when you have enough space for it. Here, I don't see small points. I can't compare it, and really you don't have enough space to display these data labels. And maybe if you provide half of this screen, and if we zoom it to a specific region, for example North America, and display this way, you will be able to read, to compare. But typical problem when is that we don't have enough space for map, and it's better to display with the bar chart, the most compact visual. And let's continue. Here I see these cards for totals, but it's not a business indicator. So sales data, but uh, where is my sales? Uh, Number of deals, yes, profit, but I expect to see total sales, total margin, average price, and others. And another problem that I see filters here, filters here, and what you need to rearrange them and always start from totals on top. And I will go back to my presentation and show it again. So we always have totals on top. If we use filters, we arrange it in a line maybe or in a left panel, but we put all the filters together, and sometimes we use local slicers, local filters when they are applied to a single chart. So the best practice is always to put totals on top. And let's get to this visual. So the content of these charts is in general okay, but always we need to display data labels. When you display data labels, you remove the scale, and you need to fix these mistakes. And let's go to the next visual, and it's pretty interesting. It's developed in Tableau, and again, I see that you applied this approach, totals on top, but again, how much? I don't see. I don't see my revenue. And if you go to the initial questions in your task, they will those questions were about money, but not just a single answer. Top city Minneapolis, and for what? Minneapolis, top sales channel. I don't need a dashboard to get these answers. I need to compare. And another one problem, so in general, here, good, so these charts are aligned, but here, these small pie charts really don't visualize data. I need to read this data label, and it's pretty hard because they are not arranged. This, this. So it's like a word cloud, and really, I see that this, I see this red sector, but I don't see, I don't, its data label because we don't have space to display this data label. And so finally, we've got a chaos of data labels, but not structured visuals. Let's look at this interactive dashboard. Also, when I select a single month, I don't see any data label here, but yes, I see that. I see here 15,000, but these interactions don't provide next information for me. For other visuals, I get empty screen. The next, and really these mistakes may be fixed so easily. So you need to switch your pie charts to this simple bar chart, and you display this data and display money, not cities. That's an Excel example. Again, filters. So you need to move this filter. You need to display totals, and again, this um, these pie charts don't help. What this green shade? Which sector? How do you think? I don't see these shades between green and blue, and again here. So these visuals don't help me to uh, just to read information and compare these categories. So that's for partial mistakes, and some examples better, not good, but so. Okay, I see this total goal. Um, I don't understand these bubbles, and because it's a long list, and I don't see data labels. Don't see data labels here, and I don't see any reason to use advanced visual. Just display my simple data with simple visuals. It's overloaded, and it's better. I see this margin, comparison, number of lines, so this level, filter panel. It's better. But for example, this pie chart, and we always have problems with pie charts. And pie chart works when we have not more 6 sectors. If we have more, I can display data labels, and really 8 or this 10%, this purple. What is it? Which city is it? I don't know. This blue, this pink, and again chaos of text labels. So again, a lot of useless text labels, and we need to rearrange them. And so remove all the useless element, align all the dashboards, all the titles, and add titles. So here you have title, but here no. So add titles and align them and remove all the scales, all the useless legends. Another one interesting dashboard developed in Tableau. What we see again, I will go back to my using now. 1 second. Okay, this I see here this total, but really this small data label of $67,000 is lost between this large title, this title, and that's why we need to enlarge these data labels, but not hide them between other elements. So that's an interesting, so maybe wow effect for first time, but really these bubbles display only just here. I see the data value and data category here, but when my bubble is small, I I can read only title, and but here I can't read the name. And another one problem for this visual. In general, it's good that you display this deviation, but what I see, that you use it like a table, so I can filter by the salesperson. Okay, here, but when I select any sales channel, that's the exhibition channel of this Bailey person, and I need to find another exhibition to see the total. And it's better not to combine two categories in a single chart, but divide them. And when you filter this salesperson, you will see all the sales channels related to him. And the other way, when you select this category, you will see all this sales related to the salespersons. But don't combine it two categories into a single chart. So I read your question. Okay, I see your requests for good examples, and you will send you. I will provide you links for now for my category, for my portfolio, and maybe some of you will decide that they are not so perfect as you expected, and it's a chance for you to do it better. But the why I don't start from good examples? Because I want you not just to copy, but to come through this process, to make your mistakes and fix them. Otherwise, you will not get this skill. You will just copy my example. Let's continue. Better I see the structure and I can read it, but it 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 may become good simple example when you will remove all the useless elements. So you have data labels. Okay. Let's go with my. You have data labels, so remove all the axes, all the grid lines, but here add your data labels and remove all the grid lines and filters. So put them on top or to the left panel, because we start from the beginning and define these categories. This dashboard is a bit overloaded, and my advice, you may use some conclusions, but it's a good practice to use them on pop-ups, but not this text inside the dashboard. And again, you have a lot of visuals, so too much. And again, mistakes with pie charts, donut charts, because when you use pie chart, you use the structure of total and most profitable categories, but it's not 100%. It's the most, but I don't understand what's it. 80%, 50%, and again here, unpopular. So you need to display. It's first 80%, or it's risk 10%, but don't display. And maybe you don't need to display this to categories. And really, it looks like so that's why we use filters, these interactions, but not try to display uh, all the pictures on a single slide. Again, so in general, I see this filter panel. I see this. I see two indicators, but you need to enlarge them and display really money, margin total, and clear your visuals. Another one, in general, good approach, but this it is visible. And please don't use too much tree maps, because tree map is good for first, for example, 3 or categories, but here it's useless. And really, it's better to display just bar chart with the scroll box when we use Power BI. Excel does have such feature, but you may display top 5, top 10, and you'll be able to read this all these data labels. And the last part, these blocks are good enough, but there are some points to improve. Here, good structure, levels, but really you don't need to use different colors for these layers. It's better maybe to use one font color and or maybe the same layout for them. So here it's good. The problem with map, so you have equal parts for this map and for this tree map, but here you have just 3 data points, and you provide one fixed part of this data, but really you can minimize this block and scroll this map, or maybe move this project status to the filter area and rearrange your categories. For example, scroll this bullet chart because it's a long list. So here, okay, when you have 6 categories, but with about 12, 15 categories, it's not so okay. And so this dashboard has a good style, good job for colors, for fonts, and really that's what I expected. So I see this accent for totals, target, actual execution, imagine execution. It's good, but in general, it looks like looks overloaded, especially with this tree map. And as I said, the first 2 rows are readable, but here there's a lot of colors, and when you display just these bars, it's not so bright. And this Santi chart, really, I don't see any correlation between status and you use the number of reports. So really, I don't see this correlation. So this legend to this ribbon chart. What's the meaning of the color? I don't understand. I assume that it's a sales channel, but really you need just to divide it to this single charts. Maybe. Yes, no link to the published, but you need to simplify. Don't add, so remove these categories from this ribbon chart and leave them as a pie chart and click on the sector and filter them on the timeline. This dashboard from the first view looks overloaded, but I see that the most problem is with this again with three maps, and when you make them so teeny, it's hard to read. But I see this good style of indicators. I see this alignment. I see this, and I see how much space takes this useless chart, because really that's a visual part without data labels and previous. So let's compare. Here I see everything. Here I'm trying to find any correlation, but I can't. And if you will rearrange this dashboard to our best practice and change this overloaded, so just display top 10 cities, top 10 categories on a simple bar chart, it will be clearer. And that's an example of such approach, but it becomes too overloaded. In general, these tables with conditional formatting are okay, but this funnel, it's again not funnel, it's a timeline. And another point, so we start from these indicators. No, we don't put them below. And that's an example when we start from them. But again, I provide all this line for indicators. Don't overload. And another one point, I will go to this source file as I have it published in Power BI. So you use this slicer, but when I find this salesperson, it works the same way. So don't make duplicates of this visuals. Again, product segment. I have product segment here, and sometimes my students tell me that they provide two options. I provide this checkbox, this visual filter, but I say don't overload. Just explain how to use visual filters and remove all the useless visuals and sales channel. Okay, I don't have sales channel inside my okay, sales channel is here again. That's why I will remove it. And if I have just one filter, so that's my visuals, and these visuals are combined of combined with 1, 2, 3 visual objects. So 2 cards. Let's look at them. 1 card, second card, just text title, and we come to the next part of my lesson when I will show you how to use my multi-KPI card. But before, I will read your comments. You have chat, everyone. Okay, I will continue. So, and I see that you even used, so you have my multi KPI card, but you didn't use it. So problem, so that's why I developed this card. I developed this card because we have real problem when I need to display target, actual, and I need to align my title, and let's use it. I will and really it's hard to select this group and move it. And finally, you have a set of extra visuals. I will remind how to get it. When I press at this button, get more visuals, I go to Microsoft App Source. I have a lot of categories, and this rubric is not sometimes is not enough structure, and that's why better just to search by keywords. Multi what's wrong? All visuals. What? No. Next one. Multi name, multi-target KPI. Multi target those visuals. Something strange. Why can't find my visual? But when we will, so I will send you, because here at the Microsoft App Source, I see my visual, and I send you a link again. So I will check it. It can't be sanctions because it was published from my Georgian company, not Russian. And let's go back. Here so you can download it, or maybe not from this gallery. And let's use it. We have filters. So I want to display as this example my actual and my deviation from target. So margin actual 67 kilos, and also I have a parameter additional measures, and I move margin target here, and I display this value. Now I go to the formatting, additional measures, and show additional values. What? Show additional options, and component type. Now it's measure, but I will display percentage change over main measure, so minus 20%. Display units, decimal places. I will use this values by default. Our interesting feature, so we can suppress one and none, but there is no empty, but it's very useful not to develop extra measures without these blanks. And additional measure, okay, layout, additional measure colors. I select conditional formatting, and condition one, so if it's greater than zero, it will be green. Oh no, it will be red, and unmatched color will be green. Let's check it. Or greater than, because I select percentage change, this is my percentage change over my measure, and I will delete that's green, that's red. So here plus 35, one unmatched must be green, but okay, condition 2, greater less less or equal 0, and this value will be red. Now it works correct. And let's go to the step is aligning. Category label top center. This point, if I want to make my display my additional target, I will print yes, for example, target. I will minimize it, and of course I can add fonts, effects, background, this color. So that's how we use this hero. There are a lot of parameters of fading, positioning. Really, to provide all the options of alignment here with these visuals, and not to combine this these cards of different elements and difficulties with these layers. And I suggest you to use this visual for your dashboard. And again, for those who already has Microsoft account, I would be grateful for your rankings and reviews for this video. And moment, the full number. And if you want to display the full number, so I go to this main data label. By default, we have auto display unit, and I turn it off. It's a whole number, or I can display it in thousand and add decimal places. So standard feature. And also interesting point, so the percentage width, so how many space do we provide to this category, to this main label, and I can enlarge it, and also I can maybe change the font of this category label, with paddings, colors, bold, but not so dirty bold. I will gray. So a lot of options. Really, we spent a lot of time to make this pixel perfect. Okay, so what is your home task? All of you need to redesign your dashboards. So I have some good enough examples. For example, this dashboard is well structured. Again, you need to remove the user scales or this flat dashboard. I like such style, and so I'll try to find any mistakes, but cards are correct. So the level for title and filters, level for indicators, but for indicators, finished deals. Okay, if it's your red shade, so my recommendation for indicators, use classic stop and go light. Red, yellow, green. Don't use this style for purple or blue, because it's not evident what is good, what's bad. Good. Good. This list of cities and this scroll bar, instead this huge tree map, again list of product categories, so all information is clear. For among these home tasks, that's an example of a good job. Use author. I'll check it. Fortunately, I don't see here the name of the author, but it's a good example for you. And also, I will provide you a checklist for your home task or your final design. So we combine two stages. So finally, you need to finalize your business logic. And again, here I see the right indicators, actual indicator, deal listing, finish deals, lost deals, so real actionable indicators, and all the answers about channels, managers, cities, product categories, everything's okay. That's an example, and all the elements are well arranged, row with key indicators, and so it's the first level, and again, first level with indicators, second level with visuals, and third level with details. And it's a table structure, but these tables also have conditional formatting. So these micro charts with indicators, oh, everything's good. And that's an example for you. And let's compare. So the same approach, but when we use, so it's harder to get a clear report with a contrast style, as I discussed on in my lecture, because all these axis white scroll bars works like information noise. Here, my scroll does conflict with my information, but here I see all these scrolls, and it's harder to see my significant labels. That's why I don't ask you to surprise me with bright contrast style, because it's really hard, and start from this style, but of course you may improve this style, and we will I hope that next lesson we will get some best practices for this this task. But according to your request, that's an example today for you for this task, and I hope that you will not just copy it, but you will improve your own version, because this, as you may see, there are a lot of different options how to make accents, how to display this information, and how to use your own style. But you should follow these basic principles of key levels, with key indicators, visuals, and details. And here we have interesting style approach, but we have problem with this information levels. Yes, I finished. No, so I've got 200 words, and I don't review all of them, but I explain different mistakes, and there are tens of similar mistakes, similar dashboards, and really I don't have time to check all of you, and and that's why I'll just provide instructions how to improve it.